The first step in loading the working line is we're going to figure out the accurate length. The best way to do this is to set it in the compartment. We want the nozzle flush with this side of the compartment, and we want to get the end of the hose flush with this end. If the hose is too short, it's a problem, so let's make sure this is an accurate length. Now that we found the accurate length, we're going to start making our brakes. We want to be sure that we do not make any behind the bail of the nozzle. As we talked about when we make our coils, that'll make one small coil and it'll be a problem with our deployment. So after we have 7 full bites up here, we're going to transfer the hose and bring it back down and around to the other side. As we notice here, our coupling is up by the nozzle. That is not a problem. We're not going to be doing Dutchmans in this style of load. Like I said, for the coil, it'll mess up the deployment. So wherever that ends up is no problem. What we're going to do now is we're going to wrap the hose around the back, so nice and tight. And then we are going to begin to load the second stack. So once we have 5 full brakes up there, what we're going to start doing is breaking them about 6 inches short, so there's a good spot for our gated Y to sit. The gated Y should sit nicely in the stack here. If you have to adjust the valves so that one is not sticking up, that's okay. Our next step here is we're going to put on our 3 straps, and I'm going to tell us where these go. The first strap we want encompassing the first stack. So this is going to go all the way around. Some details that are important here. We want the hardware facing the firefighter, so as it's on their side of their face, they can pull up and out and they don't need to manipulate the strap. So this is going to go under this stack, just behind the nozzle. Nice and snug. And the 2 other straps are going to be towards the front of the bundle, so the firefighter is able to single-handedly remove these by themselves. Adjust them so they're nice and snug. There you have it. So to finish off this, when we're putting it in the engine, we're going to want the nozzle to the outside, pointing towards the rear of the engine, so the firefighter can come up, have this on their shoulder, and the nozzle is ready to go on the right shoulder. So one last important detail, as we're loading the working line on these older engines, we're not going to have those new nozzles as we showed on the Enforcer. We're going to have one of these 2 nozzles. So the one on my right hand here has an integrated smoothbore. As you can see here, there's an extra little shank, and what that does is it effectively turns this nozzle into a smoothbore when the tip is broken off. As we see here, this one does not have that little shank, so that's how we can distinguish each of these 2 nozzles. And it's important to have this on the working line because that is when we're likely going to have some sort of debris in the standpipe system that'll plug up our fog nozzle. So in the event of that happening, we can unscrew the fog nozzle, throw it off to the side, and have an effective 7/8 smoothbore nozzle to continue the job.